Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Salt and Sanctuary for the 5th time if my count is correct. Yes, I have a lot of bad takes recently, I don't know why. So, Salt and Sanctuary is brought to us from the people who made a game called The Dishwasher, Vampire Samurai or something like that. I'm not going to claim to know exactly what that game was called, but it was a 2D combat platformer, and so is this. There's not that much to see in the options. There's just your audio levels, your language, and what button is confirmed, what button is cancel. So we're just going to load straight into my game here. As you can see, it's about 6.5 hours in. That might be a bit of an over-exaggeration. I did leave the game on idle for a little bit, but 5 hours at the very least sounds about right. And I do actually have experience with this game's PS4 version, although I'm pretty sure I just passed the point I got up to in the PS4 version, so oh well, let's just hop straight into it. So, who here is aware of Dark Souls? Dark Souls is certainly something that doesn't really need an introduction. The ever so infamous series of 3D action RPGs from Software, which is a horrible sentence and I do apologize for that. Well, Salt and Sanctuary is basically those games, but in 2D instead. You have a bunch of relatively simple controls. You have a light and a heavy attack on the square and the triangle button, and you can actually chain these into special combos. So square, I'll just show one off. Square. No, maybe I'm too heavy. Maybe I need to line up the load a bit. Hang on, I will unequip my Sabatons. Yeah, there we go. There's a combo for you. So you have a square and a triangle button. You also have a jump, which does exactly what it says on the tin. You have the ability to block. This also fires off spells and uses your crossbow. You can also have a bow as your main weapon, so if you are one to play long distance combat, well, you can do that. You do have special abilities you can use, like if I press circle on this thing here, it'll pop me up on the roof, and I can just pop straight back down into this area that I need to go through here, the Castle of Storms, which is one of the game's locations. This is actually where the game, the boss for this area is basically the Ornstein and Smaug Salt and Sanctuary, so yeah, good luck with that. You also have the ability to wall jump after you beat that boss, by the way, so it does let you do a few things. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm okay. Shit. I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm alright. I'm just gonna have a health potion. You do have the ability to dodge, and your dodge distance and speed is indeed calculated by the level that, by the amount of stuff you're carrying, which will sound very familiar to Dark Souls players. Bloody hell, this guy takes a lot of hits. Hang on. You can go two-handed with weapons if you like. Oh shit. I do want to beat this guy because he's got all my salt. And you also have, got him. You also have, shit, items in the bottom left corner there. You can scroll through them using the D-pad, and if you touch that part of the screen, just got to get this goddamn skull off me. There we go. You can use items by tapping that corner of the touchscreen. And that's pretty much your lot for controls. Oh, you can use the right stick to look around as well. Get a better sense of view on things. I want to go down here, though, which is annoying, because I'm going to have to... No, I don't want to come down here. This is not where I want to go. I want to come up here. There we go. It's pretty basic platforming. You can drop through thin platforms. I'm so lucky I got out of the way of that before I got bloody fried. No sprint, unfortunately, which you kind of wish there was in a game like this. No, you don't. No, I don't want to come up here. I want to come down here. But other than that, it's pretty basic stuff. You'll get everything you need to know. as you start playing the game. You can also, like, parry, but I actually have trouble getting the parries down for some reason, because I always end up swinging my goddamn Morning Star, which is kind of annoying, but just for the purpose of being safe, I'm going to put those bloody Onyx Sabatons back on. I'll go through all the menus and stuff later. Right now, we're just going to see if we can find our way to the next shrine without getting absolutely destroyed. This is actually an area I haven't been through yet, so I'm probably going to get absolutely... They're just going to wipe the floor with me. I pretty much guarantee it, but... It'll be worth a try anyway, just so you can see what this is like. And by this, I mean... running through this sort of game like you would normally. You know, trying to take it as slow as possible. And just trying not to get absolutely destroyed along the way. You do have other Dark Souls mechanics that do show up. Like, for example, you can see down the bottom left there's what's basically a giant pile of salt. It's funny that you earn salt by killing enemies, not by being killed by enemies, but, well, I digress. You also have money. You get both money and salt from defeating enemies. Salt is your experience, and it's also money for some things. There's also gold coins, which are money for actual shops and stuff like that, right? This guy does not look very happy. How do we jump over that? Whoa. Whoa, he can hit pretty damn far. Alright, block. Nope, I timed that badly. Screw you, goddamn sadist. Eat it. Can I go and get that item over there? I assume I can, but I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble. This is very odd. Ow. Ow. Back up and have my healing potion. I need my healing potion. This guy's a dick. There we go. Now how do I get off this goddamn roof? I guess I have to take it the long way around, don't I? Or I can just jump here and drop down here and get a free item. Alright. See, there are all sorts of mechanics that come back from Dark Souls. As you saw before, equip weight is a thing. See how I dodge much slower than I did before? Oh, hey, I can actually claim the sanctuary, which is great, because I didn't even realize there was a shrine here, but, well, thankfully now I have one. So here we are at a sanctuary, and there are two little things like this. There are also smaller shrines, which don't let you do things like level up, but they do give you a full heal anyway. So, as you can see, my potions are back just like in Dark Souls, and I can level up just like in Dark Souls, and it costs a certain amount of salt to level up. When we level up, we get something called a orb, a pearl, sorry, a black pearl though. And if we go to our tree of skill, this is where we can come to spend the damn things. So, as you can see, I have 5 of the black ones and 2 of the grey ones, and the grey ones will go in different places. You spend orbs to unlock things along the tree. This is how you get things like stats, for example. You can also use it to unlock different weapons. Weapons in this game are locked behind classes, I should say. Not levels, but classes. So, I can wield class 3 hammers and axes. I can already wield level 2 ones, but if I want to get level 3, that's what I want to do. Same thing applies to armor, and, well, pretty much every other kind of weapon. And, of course, your weapons get more powerful depending on how much you have in a particular stat. So, as you can see, you can just get like 1 stat every time, but the ones that are required for you to unlock new ranks of weapons and armor cost more than 1, but you'll also get all the points you would for spending those normally. So, I am actually going to get those class 3 hammers and axes, although I don't actually have one yet. Now, we can make offerings. Offerings are actually very useful because they let you add more facilities to a place, along with giving you bonuses for those particular regions. So, if I bring in a guide, I can go back to that other place that I went before. I can bring in a blacksmith, a merchant, and I'm not going to bring in a leader because I don't have that many statues of him, but that'll give me a salt bonus. The way the leaders work is that if you talk to them and you're in their particular clan, there's a bunch of them, just like in Dark Souls. You can do quests for them, and those quests will those quests will give you special items. I already have the Toothless Shield, and it's the shield I'm using, unfortunately. But you can, of course, upgrade weapons and items. Well, not items, but armor, stuff like that, via the use of certain things. So I am actually going to upgrade my Morning Star here. I've got the soul to do it, and it'll just make my Morning Star more powerful, which is great. You can also transmute weapons by using special different kinds of resources, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. I have the guy who does the transmuting, but I don't know how to get the special weapons. You can talk to this guy to travel to any place you've been, but you can't. You can only do that with ones that have a guide in them. So using your statues in the correct places to ensure a good balance of being able to teleport places is a good idea. What do you got? All sorts of shit. As you can see, there's an absolute ton of different kinds of items and stuff you can get as well. It's a lot like Dark Souls. Like, the amount that this game is like Dark Souls is ridiculous, honestly. The amount of stuff they've taken from Dark Souls and just, you know, just used it is just, it's amazing. It really is just nuts how much they did. Alright. Oh god, I even got the shield that I was able to buy a few seconds ago. That was weird. Oh, there's nothing down here. That's a shame. But anyway. So the game kind of has a sort of Metroidvania style progression combined with the Dark Souls shortcuts. So you go through an area, you beat the boss, and it gives you more stuff to get into more areas, which is the walking on the roof and the wall jumping and the stuff like that. And then you also get shortcuts, which are like doors that'll give you quicker paths to different areas. So it plays pretty much like a Metroidvania, just with Dark Souls combat mechanics. Like, that's almost exactly what it plays like. And it's kind of uncanny just how close it is. Like, not just like mechanically, but in terms of feel and stuff as well. Just mechanical feel. The way all the weapons, like, work and swing and stuff like that. I have torches for this. I'm gonna light one up. Just the way weapons swing and the way stuff gets shot at and the way that enemies react to you. And they have all sorts of stuff. The ruined temple. Oh, I can't actually get past this, can I? Okay, I guess I have to go the other way. That's annoying. And the way the bosses get introduced and how they have a gigantic health bar down the bottom of the screen and all that. It's just, it's so Dark Souls, it's almost insane. The difference, however, between, say, your regular sort of game that's trying to clone Dark Souls and, well, Assault and Sanctuary, is that Assault and Sanctuary actually does a good job of being a clone. Which certainly isn't something you get to say very... Oh, shit. Look, let me go. Let me go. Oh, dear. I did not know that was there. Could you tell? Alright. Just the way that enemies are designed, the way they telegraph attacks, the way... Just the way everything feels about this feels like Dark Souls. And the difference is, Assault and Sanctuary does it really well. Which is not entirely weird considering the circumstances. I mean, as I said before, these guys are known for a game called The Dishwasher. And it's a very well-known style of... It's a very well known, well, not so much very well known, but it's a 2D hack and slash platformer, is what I'm trying to say. And as a 2D hack and slash platformer, it worked really well. It got great reviews, and now Assault and Sanctuary, well, it came out a year ago. And when it got reviewed, it was reviewed for being... The only thing that most people could say that was wrong about it was that it was a Dark Souls clone. Like, that was pretty much the only problem people had with it. It did being a Dark Souls clone so well. I don't even know what that was. It did being a Dark Souls clone so well that was the only complaint people had about it. It was too much like Dark Souls to not feel like a ripoff. but it's done well enough. I do have some minor complaints of my own based on the few hours that I've been playing of it. My major complaint about this style of game, yes, and I did just say this style of game, not just Dark Souls in general, because Dark Souls is indeed guilty of it, is that an invisible enemy? That is indeed an invisible enemy. That was a dumb idea. Hang on, I better drink up. The one thing I hate about games like this, and Salt and Sanctuary, Dark Souls, they're all guilty of it, is when you have a boss and you're fighting it and it's got a reasonable set of attacks if they're spaced out. I saw that. I saw that. Don't even try, guys. Don't even try. I'm not entirely dumb. The problem is when you've got like a boss monster, for example, it's got 3 attacks. And these 3 attacks are reasonable when they're spaced out. However, when the AI decides that it just wants to screw with you, and whatever random probability it's got going that controls its AI routines, just decides to do something along the lines of doing those attacks in such a quick succession to the point where, Jesus Christ, I'm sucking at this. It does those attacks in such a quick succession as to basically wipe you out in one shot. Especially with some attacks that are really hard to properly get the tells on. Every attack in this game so far that I've been able to, I really should have hit it first. Ooh, I got a new set of armor, that's neat. Every attack is properly told. It's just sometimes the AI will simply use 3 or 4 of them in a row without really thinking about it, and you'll just get stuck in a corner and die. And this can happen more than you would like. It does happen way more than I would like it to, personally, because it just feels like rotten luck sometimes whenever you walk into a boss fight and that happens like halfway through and you're just screwed. There's nothing you can really do about it. And that sucks, honestly. Because it just makes some of the battles just luck-based, more or less. Because if you just get hit by that while you're in the corner, you're pretty much screwed. Oh, that's just mean. Bye. I'm not dealing with you. Shit. I'm okay. Some enemies can do stuff like that as well, but it's a lot less common with the smaller enemies just because of the way their attacks work. The only times you really need to worry about that I'm getting attacked by something that's invisible. Shit. Wow, okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to try and beat that Whisper Man, aren't I? I'm guessing those potions I picked up have something to do with letting me see them, but... Well, let's go have a look at some of the pause menu in depth just while I've got the opportunity. But yeah, the way the enemies work sometimes in this game kind of sucks. So on the left, you got your stats. As you can see, I'm currently focusing on strength and endurance. But you got your dexterity and your willpower, which are your dex weapons and your stamina, and of course you got your magic. Magic and bows work in the same way. You just use your analog stick to aim and then you just fire them off. There are plenty of kinds of spells as well. There's your typical stats there, and you got all your defenses from all your armor and your equip load. You can get all sorts of different kinds of armors, and they all do different kinds of things. Might as well actually put the pumpkin helmet on because I like the look of it. If you go overweight, you won't be able to walk properly, which is kind of annoying because that means I can never wear a full armor set. You get 4 rings, just like in Dark Souls, or one of the Dark Souls games. I can't remember exactly which one, but I know you can have up to 4 rings. I think it was Dark Souls 3, and they all do different things. You can have 2 weapon sets, but unfortunately you can't dual hand without using one of these weapon sets. You have charms, which will do different things. Leeches HP, increases attack reach. The one I've got is just a straight attack upgrade. 6 quick item slots. I've got a fair few of those. Yep, a potion of undersight. I will put that in place of the pest mud. And you've got spells. I've only got a couple, and they're both prayers, but they're pretty obvious. You can have clerics and mages in this game. Just like in Dark Souls, you got a bestiary. You can see what drops they have, which is kind of nice. And you can even see some of the bosses. I'm going to try and make it to the boss of this area before this video ends, just so I can show off what a boss looks like. There are a couple of other things that I haven't mentioned in there entirely, like, there are a couple of other things I haven't mentioned in their entirety, like, there are some things this game does differently from the typical set of Dark Souls mechanics. Like, for example, you actually have less maximum health the more hits you take, which is kind of a neat thing, and the way spells and magic work in this game is that it takes a massive amount of stamina not only to use them, but it drops your maximum stamina whenever you cast spells. So, it's a neat little twist on that idea. And I actually quite like it. Oh god, there's 4 of them! I wonder how long this lasts. I imagine it's when that thing goes away there. I'm gonna have to find my way back to try and get my salt now. And I really do want to, because that was a lot of salt I just threw away. You do lose all your salt, and you can get it back, but there's a difference. Just like in Bloodborne, your enemies will get inhabited by the spirit of your salt. And if you can't defeat them, you won't get your it back, which kind of sucks. But if you die by like falling to your death or whatever, it'll actually spawn a monster that you have to kill. But the monster is usually pretty easy to kill, so it's not that much worth worrying about. It's neat. And there's just a couple of other little things like that. And there's lots of other mechanics I haven't really gotten into, like the way that all the clans work, which honestly I don't know about, so I can't really give you a in-depth insight into that, and I apologize for that. But the game is very mechanically deep. It is basically a mini Dark Souls. Like, I know I keep saying Dark Souls a lot, but this game is so Dark Souls that it hurts. Mentioning this game without mentioning Dark Souls is like mentioning lemons without mentioning their acidic taste. It's just silly. Oh shit. Well, there goes all my bloody salt. But I still have 5,800. It's worth noting you have an absolute ton of, like, bells of return, and you can also use, that little horn to get back to not only get back to a place you were at previously, to not only get back to a place you were at previously, like, you know, go back to your, oh dear. I'm being attacked by those things again. I need to drink the potion. Drink it quick. Dodge that. Never mind. Bloody Whisper Man. God damn it. Outside of all the things, outside of just like that one problem with the monsters that I mentioned though, the game really is pretty damn good at what it does. Even if it is just trying to be a Dark Souls clone, which, I mean, if there's a game that you're gonna fucking clone, Dark Souls is probably a good choice. I mean, come on, right? There's really nothing wrong with trying to clone a successful game, you know, as long as you get it right, and this game definitely does get it right. The combat is satisfying. There's plenty of different ways to go about it. Hell, I have a video on my channel unlisted from when I was originally playing through this game, and it was basically me fighting one of the game's main bosses naked with a scythe. And that was a hell of a challenge, but I actually quite enjoyed it. It was a fairly easy fight once I got everything down, but then again, that's kind of what everything is in Dark Souls, except for the better chaos and the Nameless King, because fuck those two bosses. Not taking any chances with these goddamn Whispermen, I tell ya. The game is helped by its atmosphere, and I don't know what kind of, like, atmosphere this is going for. It feels a little, just a tiny bit Lovecraftian with just the amount of shit that kind of feels like stuff out of Bloodborne. Like, the very first boss you come across, which is like the tutorial boss you're mostly supposed to die to, it looks like something straight out of Bloodborne. It really does. God, these collision boxes sometimes just fuck my... I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, sometimes it just looks like something straight out of Bloodborne, and it's kind of great, just because Bloodborne had really good design. They ran out? I'm just gonna jump off this wall here, buy myself a little extra time. How do I miss them? I was hoping that'd give me a little bit more time to drink this potion. There we go. Alright, now that they're dead, I can move on. Oh, no you don't. Drink potion quickly. But as I was saying, the game's atmosphere is lovely. They've done a great job with it. All the areas feel quite diverse from each other. They all have different enemies and they all look quite different, and it's just very nice to look at. They've done a very good job with the art and the atmosphere, and even some of the effects look really nice. It's... this is made by like 2 people, or something like that, right? It was made by a very small team if it wasn't like 2 people. And one way or another, it's a very impressive effort. What's not as impressive, at least in my point of view, is the game's music. Like, for example, right now there really isn't that much of it. There is some when you get to the bosses and you start fighting them, which I think I'm getting close to because this is just a regular shrine, which will let me heal up my health and stuff like that, and get my health potions back. We'll know if I'm about to fight the boss if I come across a red candelabra. I think that's how you pronounce that. These guys suck. And it's even worse trying to fight them when I've got these bloody invisible bastards just bearing down on me. Yep, thank God I had that bloody shrine there. But as I was saying, the soundtrack, in all honesty, doesn't even sound like it's there. Like, it's weird. Like, even when it is going, I barely even notice it. And while it's not exactly a good thing that I can't really hear or notice the soundtrack, at the same time, if it's not getting in the way, no argument from me. I got nothing wrong with the soundtrack that doesn't annoy me at the very least, right? Oh, Jesus. Ow. Potion. No. Damn it. There goes 13,000 salt. This is starting to look like the later areas in Dark Souls where the amount of souls you got in an area would spike up dramatically in the later levels without much notice. Yeah, there's probably nothing down there worth looking at. Let's just try and, I'll grab whatever this is, I'll dodge past him, I'll dodge again, and I will just run for it. Yep, this is where the boss is. Red Candelabra, the Untouched Inquisitor. I'm gonna fucking die. I promise you this. Ow! Oh, they still followed me! Bastards! I can see him there. We will try that again. And try and take out the, and we'll try and take out the things before we end up going into the thing. Although I swear I took a massive amount of damage for basically nothing in that fight, so... Bye. I'll just let him go. I'll turn around and I'll take these things out and try and avoid him. Drink. Roll. Run. Let's try this again. The bosses are huge. They've got massive attack patterns that have plenty of tells. Although they are kind of annoying about them at some points. Like that. That kind of sucks. It's all just about finding the right time to do the attacks. Which is probably just in between the attacks. And just rinsing and repeating until they're dead. Every boss in this game also has a second phase they get to at the halfway point. They won't noticeably, visibly change, but their attack patterns certainly will. I'm okay. Bitch hasn't got me yet. Okay, this looks like a... Ow! Okay, I'm just gonna run over here and drink. It's not near instant like Dark Souls 3, so it's kind of just been throwing me for a loop. Ow. Heal, quickly. Here comes the second wave of attacks. Or it may well just get faster, who knows? I can actually hear the music in the background right now. It's not actually that bad. Like, there are some areas of the game where the music just kind of sounds like noise. A little frustrating, actually. Thank God I have so many health potions. I knew it was a good idea to stock up on as many of these as I could get off the skill tree. One more hit. There we go. I haven't actually fought that boss before, if you can believe that. I think I just got lucky. But now I get my way out. That looks like a gate, so there's probably a switch up here somewhere. Let's try that again. That was a horrible jump. What do we got? We got a crystal sphere. Right, so that'll just let me convert a... That'll let me convert a shrine to my alignment, which means I can get the specific quest rewards from that. The quest rewards are a lot easier in this one. There's just a bunch of, like, low probability drops. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus! Come on! Are you serious? You gotta be shitting me right now. That's not fair. The game doesn't put... I've never seen... I'm just gonna dodge the fuck up. I've never seen the game do something like that before. Where it's, brain woke me. I've never seen the game put an enemy so close to a boss arena before. That's so weird. Because obviously my armor's not gonna help me with this one. I can see where it is though, so that's a nice advantage. See if I can bring it down here to somewhere I stand more of a chance. They do have aggro ranges. but there's another one in here with me as well. Screw it. I don't like this. I'm not taking the chance. Drink the fuck up. Alright. I'm gonna get that salt back. Out of the way. Yep, that's not touching me. Come on, you can't be invincible, surely. No, you cannot. Where? Okay, I assume I just gotta keep going up. Hopefully there's no more of those whisper ladies. Oh, well, there's more of them. That's something. I'm just gonna leg it. Goodbye. What's this up here? Another boss. Who would have thought? Not. Yes. No. Yes. Well, I'm at full health, so... Don't make me do this. God damn it. Alright, where is my Onyx Sabatons? I can still move. The hell is that? Alright, I reserve the right to warp the fuck out and keep my shit. If I feel like this is gonna go the wrong way. This may go the wrong way. Okay, I reserve the right, and I continue to reserve the right. I also get the fuck out. Okay. I'm alive. Why is there a boss right there? What the bloody hell? Okay, oh yeah, I'm recording, so... No, I knew I was recording. I'm not an idiot. So, that was a look at Soul and Sanctuary. Couple of issues here and there, and it is a Dark Souls clone through and through, so if you're not a fan of that sort of thing, this definitely won't appeal to you. But it's a Dark Souls clone, and it's actually been done really well. It really does feel like just a 2D Dark Souls, so... And that's definitely a positive. They've done a really good job here. I should mention the port performance while I'm here, or two more things just while I'm here. Port performance is fine for the most part. I haven't noticed any massive drops that affect the playability of the game. I've noticed a couple of drops when the "you died," like, obliterated screen comes up. And I also noticed that, going between areas sometimes. But that's very, very rare. I only noticed that, like, 2 or 3 times in, like, my 6 hours of play. And there's no online, like, at all. No online whatsoever, no co-op, no nothing. At least I don't think there's co-op. I didn't notice anything co-op related, and I remember finding the co-op really quickly in the PS4 version. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.